Welcome to Beyond the Soundbites. Let's take a look at some highlights from the Duwest Soluble Crop Nutrition Solution launch.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable William Hutchinson, Minister without portfolio in the Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Mr. Lloyd Distant, CEO of Hardware and Lumber. Mrs. Olive Downer Walsh, Deputy CEO of Hardware and Lumber. Mr. Andreas Bigara, Business Unit Director, West Trade. Mr. Alvaro Corzo, Regional Technical Manager, West Trade. Mr. Hiram Mercado, Technical and Regulatory Lead, Duwest Caribbean. And Mr. Pablo Perdomo, Commercial Lead, Duwest Caribbean. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Marcia McLaughlin, Vice President Marketing for Hardware and Lumber, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you this morning as we introduce Grupo Duwest and their innovative crop solution this morning. Grupo Duwest opened its doors in Guatemala in 1963. Since then, they have become a leader in bringing world-class science to the formulation of innovative agriculture solutions. The company served over 6,000 small, medium, and large-sized farms across Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. Through its 1990 partnership with DuPont and other strategic suppliers, Grupo Duwest manufactures crop protection and nutrition solutions, as well as a complete portfolio of key seeds and animal health care products. Hardware and Lumber is pleased to introduce this renowned partner to Jamaica. Through this exclusive distribution partnership, we now have access to Duwest's 600 ergonomists who work with farmers, agro-industrial companies, and retailers from around the world to develop new technology and train the proper use of products. Today, we will introduce you to the Duwest Soluble Crop Nutrition line of products, namely SoluFeed, Liquid Feed, Multi-Feed, and Garden Feed. But that job does not fall to me. So without further delay, I invite Mr. Andres Bugara, Business Unit Director for West Trade, to bring you greetings. Andres.
Thank you, Marcia. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. No? Good morning. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of Jamaican Agriculture, distinguished Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Hutchinson. It's an honor. Checking? No? Okay. Okay. It's an honor to be here today representing West Trade and Duwest, a leading company in Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. Today, no? Checking? Check. Today, we have the pleasure of being here with our local partners, H&L Agro, to be able to teach more about our products, our technology, and our advancements that we have been able to do in the fertilizer business. Together with us, I have a group of our technical leaders who will be able to guide you through our portfolio. And we have some designed material that will help you get a lot more information, and we'll be around also to be able to get some questions directly from you. So with that, I thank Marcia for opening the event, and I will leave you with Deputy Chief Officer, Mrs. Olive Welch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andres. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Mrs. Olive Donner Walsh, Deputy CEO of Hardware and Lumber, to share her remarks. Olive?
Thank you, Marcia, very much. I hope you can hear me around there because the technical difficulty here. Honorable William J.C. Hutchinson, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Mr. Lloyd Diston, CEO, Hardware and Lumber. Our partners from Duwest, West Trade. Andres Bigura, Director of West Trade. Pablo Perdomo, Commercial Lead for Duwest Caribbean. Alvaro Corzo, Regional Technical Manager of West Trade. Hiram Mercado, Technical and Regulatory Lead for Duwest Caribbean. All other members of the Hardware and Lumber team or other stakeholders from RADA and other institutions, farmers or dealers or resellers, agro-processor present, Southside agro-processors, media representatives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen all, a very good morning to you. I hope I don't sound like I'm shouting because of the mic, but I trust you're hearing me in the back there. On behalf of the Hardware and Lumber team and our Duwest partners, I must join in extending a very hearty appreciation to you all, because I know you're all very busy people, and we appreciate you taking time to join us here. In fact, today marks the first of a 3-day marketing campaign that we have in launching these new solutions. And one might ask, why St. Elizabeth? Then I would ask, why not St. Elizabeth? Right, Minister? And I have to admit, it's just coincidence, respectfully, that the Minister, the St. Elizabeth is his home ground, so to speak. But over the years, I can say with confidence on behalf of the team, our St. Elizabeth farmers have always been amongst the lead farmers that adopt new technology and embrace it and sets the trend for the rest of us in Jamaica. So why not St. Elizabeth? We're very pleased to be here. Now, Minister Hutchinson, there are numerous examples I could cite here today of how the farmers of St. Elizabeth, and by extension the farmers of Jamaica, and H&L Agro have always contributed to the embracing of technology as I speak. I know you have limited time because duty calls, but allow me to cite an example of how we have helped to make the change. Arguably, much more to be done, but we as a nation need to feel proud. St. Elizabeth has embraced and assisted us in helping to make that change. So in my early years of joining the company, Minister, the only varieties of carrots that were planted were open pollinated. Very small tubers, I can recall vividly, and I know my St. Elizabeth farmers not gonna say nothing, Augusta. Very small, pale colored carrots, twisted, distorted, whether from land preparation challenges or from nematode riddling. And we decided to lead the charge, and St. Elizabeth embraced us in transforming the carrot market in Jamaica through the introduction of hybrids. The first one came to market, we evaluated primarily in Yardley Chase. So that variety, I see a gentleman nodding, that variety was labeled Yardley Hybrid. Only one person, may God bless his soul, Linton Dixon, decided to buy it. You know why? The price of one seed of that carrot was like 10-folds the price you would have gotten for the open pollinated. You buy a big tin, you throw it out, and it grow, right? Some die, some grow, and we go along. So he was the only one. But this is something we need to know, the power of marketing. Because when his carrots were harvested and went into market, Minister, he did not have to do a second harvesting. All the persons who sell in the market were trekking to his farm to get that produce to take to market. You know why we are so proud of the transformation? It coincided with an era in which trucks laden with imported carrots were coming down into St. Elizabeth. That break the hearts of the average Jamaican. We don't see trucks coming imported carrot anymore, not true? Because we have transformed that market to the hybrids and improved open pollinated varieties. It's a part of a commitment. I said one example, Minister, but please permit me to cite another case. Another thing happened in the early years, we noticed scallion is a big crop in St. Elizabeth. And onions were, and I know you're going to work with us to get the onions back to where they used to be. But we notice now that the scallion had some challenge. Worms kind of taking its toll. For us, we're proud because it coincided with a proactive approach by the company of evaluating new materials to bring to Jamaica. New materials are not always cheaper. What they always do is more effective, more cost-effective, and more target-specific, and more friendly to the environment and to you, the users, and us, the consumers. So in that era, Minister, over 15 years ago, beet armyworm was rearing its ugly head. And we were able to offer an insecticide by the name of Match. But for us, it's not just sale. It's really about a long-term investment in the industry. So with that, recent years, when the beet armyworm looked like it was really not planning to let us produce scallion and onions here, another proactive approach resulted in us releasing to market another product, which is the tracer. Mrs. Young, I'm sure you're happy because it does help with the integrated pest management program, not to be overused, but to be managed. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not bragging. It's really about recognizing the important role that investors, companies like ourselves, need to take in making sure we align ourselves with partners like Duwest, Westtrade, to bring to market the best solutions that are available, world-class solutions. That's what it's all about. So with that, we're very proud of our continued partnership with world-renowned manufacturers and distributors of A-class product, because Jamaica deserves nothing but the okay, and we are committed to always bringing to Jamaica nothing but the best. The critical thing for us, though, as a nation, everything we use, it is important that we understand why we use it, what we should use it for, and how we should use it. Because at the end of it, we know that we're in an environment where we have an unstable dollar for varying reasons. Not going to go into any economics today. But with that comes the realities that we have to import a lot of what we need for industry. And therefore, the importance of us understanding what we get and how we use it. I had the benefit of sitting in at a recently held regional conference for the Food and Agricultural Organization. And we're very proud as a nation it was hosted in Montego Bay. Can you imagine? After all the noise and fear about Montego Bay or other city, which is the tourism mecca. And I listened to our Prime Minister and other officials, Minister, and there's something that stopped me in my track reflecting. Because when I heard the term about us aiming to go to zero hunger, it's kind of frightening because we've been exposed to so much. So as a nation and as a world, we feel like we're on top of our game. We have done a lot. St. Elizabeth, the rest of Jamaica, we've done a lot, and we need to be proud of it. But as a nation, there's just so much more that we need to do in order to make sure we collectively get to zero hunger. Can you believe in this world where sometimes we hear of glut, that we don't have enough? We can't continue like that. I don't want to see those imports coming down spiritually again. Do you want to? So what do we have to do? We have to work together. Let me tell you something. We're in business to sell. If we don't sell, we become irrelevant to our investors. Right, Mr. Distan? But selling is only the end result. Our mission that has kept us so long in business for decades is a commitment to education, to partnership with all our stakeholders to make sure we get the best out of it. So I want you to join me, ladies and gentlemen, in showing some Jamaican love to our Duwest West Trade partners that have traveled from Guatemala and from Puerto Rico to invest in Jamaica, not to sell, but to educate us on how adapting an additional nutritional line of products can assist with plant health and the productivity that we need as we speak about embracing the government's charge, which we know is no lip service. We have seen a lot happen and more to come in making sure Jamaica achieve food security and food safety. Thank you, gentlemen, for investing and believing in us, and I hope we have a productive session.
Forgive us, ladies and gentlemen, as we make some technical adjustments. First, allow me to say, Olive, thank you so much for putting in context how H&L Agro and our partners can transform and are transforming Jamaica's agro sector. Thank you so much. I now invite Mr. Alvaro Corzo, Regional Technical Manager, West Trade, to give us an overview of the products. Alvaro. Just be mindful. Okay. Your mic is right here.
Okay.
Don't. It's okay.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks to H&L to have us here. It's a privilege to work with you. Thank you, Honorable Minister, to be here with us. I'm going to talk briefly about our programs of nutrition with soluble fertilizers, different lines. We work with programs in different crops, and the objective of our programs is improve the efficiency in the nutritional supply. That's the main objective. There is a fact I heard 2 years ago that the efficiency uptake of the nutrients using traditional fertilization is about 20%. It's a very low. So with the programs, we want to raise that uptake until maybe 80 or 100%. If we do that, we can have crops with higher yields, have a higher profitability, and have a sustainability in the soil. So we work with 3 lines for the agricultural sector. The first line is to apply macronutrients to the soil, mainly NPK and sulfur and magnesium. This line is called Soluble and is called Soluble, and this is a soluble fertilizer line that we work in programs for each crop. You know, every crop have different needs. So we construct a program for each type of crop, and it depends of the yield that they have. We lower the supply of nutrients. In this line, we have 5 products. To construct all these products have NPK and sulfur and magnesium. And the idea is, like I said before, to construct programs developed according to the nutritional requirements of the crops and according to the growth stage or the phenological stage, because there are different requirements in each crop or in each stage. Our products are they are balanced in a nutritional way and in a chemical way. So we can improve a lot the absorption of the nutrients in our fertilizers. We work with 5 products. The first product is Soluble Nursery. It's for nurseries, crops, seedlines. Okay? And for campo definitivo, for open field, for open field and greenhouse, we have 4 products. The first one is Soluble 20-30-10 plus magnesium and sulfur. Is for establishment and rotting. We call this product Soluble Initial Development. You can see this high in phosphorus to enhance the root growth, medium in nitrogen, and relatively low in potassium. The second one is Soluble 22-11-22 plus magnesium and plus sulfur, and we call Soluble Vegetative Growth. And this formula uses in the phenological stage of vegetative development. They have high nitrogen and high potassium and medium phosphorus. The third formulation is Soluble 12-20-30 plus magnesium, and we call Soluble Flowering because it enhances the flowering and fruit setting in the crops. It has loaded nitrogen to prevent to go a lot of foliage. Increase the phosphorus because phosphorus promotes flowering, and a high potassium concentration to fruit setting. And the fourth formulation is Soluble 10-10-40 plus sulfur, and we call Soluble Ripening because it's used in the fruit formation and ripening stage. It has a very high content of potassium, but it also has a low content of nitrogen and phosphorus, and very high content of sulfur. So you can see we work with a nutritional balance for each stage or each phenological stage, and we work with chemical balance. We have the high solubility in the 4 products because the products can be applied by drip irrigation or by drenching. We control the pH. We maintain in a slightly acidic pH, 6.5, 6.7, because at this pH the absorption on NPK increase a lot. And a very important thing is that we also control the EC, the electrical conductivity, because if the electrical conductivity is too high, the crops or the plant they don't absorb the nutrients. As you see, we kept a low EC, 0.66 so 123. And I want to show aquí, for example, onion. Onion only sustain 1.2. So if we surpass this threshold, we have a problem of absorption. So Soluble is made to enhance the absorption of the uptake of the nutrients. With Soluble, we cover the macro elements, NPK, sulfur, magnesium, and in addition, we recommend calcium. And we can work with programs with balanced nutrition solutions in a nutrient nutritional way and in a chemical way. So if we use in a good form or programs, you can achieve higher yields, higher profitability, and a very good sustainability in your fields. To apply trace elements, because the trace elements are required in a very low quantity or very low amount, we recommend to apply the trace elements by foliar application. To apply these trace elements, we have a lake called multi-feed feed. It's a balanced nutritional complement of foliar application. The novelty of this product is that it's balanced for each crop. Each crop have different necessities. So we balance the trace elements according to that requirements of each type of crops or families of crops. So we have, for example, for onion, multi-feed Liliaceae. We have multi-feed tomato and pepper for Solanaceae, or multi-feed leafy vegetables, or for potato, or for leguminous, or for banana. Each type of crop have different needs, and with multi-feed we can meet that needs. And the last line that we are working with H&L in Jamaica and the agricultural sector is liquid feed. And liquid feed is a line of high concentrate liquid correcting products that you apply to the soil or foliar application to correct organical and mineral deficiencies. In the organical deficiencies, we can apply liquid feed, humic, and fulvic acid is it's amendment to the soil, is organic matter in a high stage of decomposition. So it's have a very good effect in improve the absorption of nutrients by the plant. Another organic amendment we can apply is liquid feed amino acids. Every stress of the plant, we can apply liquid feed amino acids and have a good response. And there are another minerals products like magnesium, liquid feed magnesium, liquid feed phosphorus, potassium, calcium boron. This is a very good product for Solanaceae, for peppers and tomatoes to prevent the pudrición apical del fruto. Blossom and rot, to prevent blossom and rot. And zinc for gramíneas.
Thanks for watching Beyond the Soundbites.